Good. So, gentlemen, I want to say welcome again. Thank you very much for all coming together for this wonderful occasion. Yeah.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
And it's wonderful meeting you both.
Well, you are the guest of honor today, sir.
so, shall we start with the guest of honor? Introduce himself.
Yes.
Yes, please.
My name is Albert. You might have heard the name before. Albert Jarrett,
I know it well.
veteran, World War II,
Oh, yes.
serving the Royal Air Force.
Very good, sir. Very good. Very good.
Completed
Yeah.
his basic training at the Royal Air Force, Melksham, and later served at Sutton Coldfield, Grantham, and
Yeah,
Cosford
That's
Basic.
right.
That's right.
Right.
So
Okay,
can you-
shall we
Yeah, go ahead.
go on? I
No,
just
no,
want to go around and introduce the next person. D.
Hi, Mr. Jarrett. My name's Dee. I live in Manchester, and I kindly met Donald and Nick, who are working on a similar project to mine, but mine's slightly different in the sense that I try and contact World War II veterans and ask them to write a paragraph which they would want to share with the future generations.
Great.
Well, I'm one of them, and I'm so pleased meeting you as well.
A pleasure meeting you and an honor.
Yeah.
Okay, carrying on with the introduction. Nick.
Right. So, Mr. Jarrett, I am here because I've been a thorn in the side of Donald for what? I don't know, going on a year now, Donald. How long have we been? How long have
Yes.
we been
It's yes,
associates,
definitely.
at least?
Yes,
Because
it's over a year.
I first found Donald online when he was trying to set up the memorial
Yeah.
for the West Indian servicemen and women at the National Arboretum. And Donald and I have exchanged numerous correspondences and emails and WhatsApps and messages. And he very kindly got you to sign a page from my father's logbook. It was a couple of months ago, Donald. And
Yeah.
just so you know, that page that you signed then went off to India, where several Air Force veterans in India have since signed it, and it's now making its way back to the UK even as we speak. So just to give you a little background on that. If I may, if I could just introduce Lars McKee. Lars has been assisting me. He is the webmaster for our project and our researcher extraordinaire. Lars keeps me on my toes, makes sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's crossed. He's himself a member of the National Guard, aren't you, Lars, in Sweden?
Correct.
And he has a penchant for research, detail. He works in the aviation industry. He has enlightened me substantially on my father's own journey about planes, about the dangers of flying during the Second World War. And I am totally grateful to him for the humongous effort and energy that he has put into the project and our website. So by means of introduction, Mr. Lars McKee, I hand over to you, sir.
Well,
Absolutely fantastic. Go ahead.
thank you very much, Nick. That's it's just an honor to be here and actually to just be taking under the wings of Nick and allowing me to participate in that project that's called the LogBook project. And yeah, I just passionately feel for it. It's a very captivating project, and to actually have the privilege to just sit here today speaking to Mr. Jarrett and yourself is just an honor and a privilege that is beyond words, really, for me at least. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Fantastic. And for myself, my name is Donald Campbell. I served 36 years in the Royal Air Force. So it's absolutely a magnificent privilege for me to be sat next to a trailblazer like Mr. Jarrett, World War II, who paved the way for people like myself. And indeed, Nicholas's father, who paved the way for us to then carry on the military trail, so to speak. And then, as Nick said, to meet up with Nick the way we did, I'm the gatekeeper for Mr. Jarrett. So he contacted me, and the rest has been serious history. Absolutely fantastic. It was great to meet up with Dee in the way we did. I can't remember how that happened, but it's probably similar way. And then it's just magical the way we've all come together here. So this is very much an historic occasion. And if I was to go around the world, we are in UK, myself, Mr. Jarrett, and Dee. Nick, you are in St. Lucia?
I am in St. Lucia. I could almost
And
show you a
Lars?
view.
He's in the
I'm
best
I'm in
part of the
Sweden.
world.
You are in Sweden. Oh, we have
Sweden.
somebody. Oh, Margaret is joining us now. Oh,
Oh boy. Oh boy. Now, Mr. Jarrett, you have to be on your best behavior. The lady is far away.
Alex.
She's 104.
See, you know him well.
I know him well. Before, watch and see. You're gonna have her on a date before this meeting is over.
Hello, Marguerite. Hello.
Her mic is still muted.
Hello.
You do it.
Hi, Margaret.
Whoa.
Hi.
Whoa.
Wow, bravo.
Mom, look. Let's say hello.
Hello, mother.
Hello, my dear.
Oh, hold on. We're not hearing the
Not
volume.
hearing.
Are you not hearing us?
Yes. Okay.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Thank you so much for
Oh.
joining.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Oh, what a delight.
Thank you.
What a treat. Hello.
We have just done an introduction of ourselves. Yeah. Would you like to do an introduction, please?
Well, Collymore, Woodstock, 104.
Whoa.
And a couple months. She was 104 in September.
Wow, God bless you.
Fantastic.
Said to be the oldest female British veteran.
That is right. That is
According
correct.
to, that's what we're being told. And a trailblazer in many areas.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Absolutely fantastic.
First woman on the bench in Jamaica, and many other first woman of color at Gray's Inn in London. So, but she's here with us and doing well.
Wow, wow, wow,
More
wow.
Fantastic.
or less,
Yes.
more or less.
We
So
are-
we're just checking in.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we're trying, as she says.
Excellent. We have got, as you can see, there's a total of, am I seeing 7 of us here?
I think so.
I think I'm seeing 7 of us.
Yeah, it's 7.
Yeah.
Perfect number.
Yes, there are 3 of us in England, 1 in St. Lucia, 1 in Sweden, and you guys in the warmth in Barbados, I believe. Yes?
Yes,
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 yeah. Well, if you can introduce the others, because we missed the introduction, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
Okay, okay. All right, on my left here, you've met him before, Mr. Jarrett, Mr. Albert Jarrett, World War II veteran, just like your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember us meeting earlier on in the year, Mr.
He was
Jarrett?
giving her some chat.
That's right.
That's the one.
So it shows you men are never too old.
Absolutely, absolutely.
The
And
same.
if I was to go on to say, we've got Dee Vyas from Manchester, England, and you know Nicholas, of course.
Yes.
Yes. And we've got Lars from
Hello.
Sweden,
Hi.
and myself, Donald, who you've met before.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
yeah.
we are here today mainly because this wonderful logbook that's been going around the globe, not just the world, the globe, has arrived in England at my address
Mhm.
for Mr. Jarrett to sign. So it's an absolute wonderful occasion because on the page that he's going to sign, I can see where your mother has actually signed it.
Yes.
And I don't know who the next person is. I think it's probably another Caribbean person.
That's
What's the
Elder.
name?
That's Mr. Elder. His last name was what was his last name? Marguerite Bishop. Mr. Elder Bishop.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Lars.
Right. And just below that is where Mr. Jarrett is going to sign. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So this is a fantastic occasion. I
It's
don't know when
really
you want us to do this, if we wanted to just get it out of the way first and foremost.
Yeah, I would
Um,
just go ahead if you can sort of bend the angle a little bit there,
Yes,
Donald,
yes,
so
yes.
we
I'm
can
just about to do
witness.
that. So I'm just about to do that so
Ah,
you can
lovely.
see. Can you see the logbook from there?
You can, I
Yep.
can.
Yes.
Yes,
And
that's perfect.
Mr. Jarrett is going to sign the logbook. It's been witnessed. Okay.
So just sign and put today's date as well, if you would.
Yes, yes, we've already done that.
Brilliant.
I'm trying on it.
And of course,
And
anything
while
else
Mr.
that he'd like to add.
Yeah. Sign the name and put RAF, Royal Air Force veteran.
Lars,
Yes.
where are you in Sweden, Lars?
In Linköping, Sweden.
Is that south?
South of Stockholm, yes.
Right. Because I used to learn Swedish many years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to do.
RAF.
And I was stayed in Örnsköldsvik in the north.
Ah, go.
Yes. Okay, that's beautiful.
Brilliant.
And Miss Nicholas has actually given me the honor of signing the page as well. So I feel that I'm absolutely I don't know what to say really for Nicholas giving that privilege to sign. So I'm going to sign the book as well, just below Mr. Jarrett, just to complete this page.
37, Ari, 37 years in the Royal Air Force. Mr. Donald Campbell. I think you're also a veteran of the, was it down in Argentina, no? That campaign. The Falklands.
The Falkland Islands.
Yeah, yeah.
Northern Ireland and the Falkland Islands. Yes.
There you go. So that's some serious history behind that name there, Mr. Campbell.
Thank you
So
very much, sir.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much, both of you.
Well, thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of this journey. Sorry, just bring that back up here.
Sure.
This absolute wonderful journey. And I was just saying to my wife, this is worth more than gold, this book. So
Yeah.
I'll treasure that and make sure it gets back on its journey.
Thank you so
Absolutely
much. Tom.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Nicholas, I'm gonna hand over to you now to say a few words of whatever you would like to say, sir.
Well, this is such an occasion. And Margaret, I really want to thank you and your mother for making the effort to join us, because as Donald pointed out, what's just occurred there is that Mr. Jarrett has signed and Donald has signed on the same page that your mother and Mr. Bishop signed in Barbados. So, it is such an amazing thing to have all of these Caribbean nationalities come together. And your mother, of course, is Jamaican originally, which is another wonderful stitch to tie this all together, because obviously Mr. Jarrett is Jamaican originally, and so is Donald. So
Yes.
it's just such an honor and a treat to have this strong Caribbean representation. Of course, Mr. Bishop being Bajan, because as we know, and Dee and I have had these conversations on the periphery as well, all the Black and brown people have just been ignored throughout these campaigns. Their contributions just goes largely unrecognized. And so it's really, really special to have you all here, not only to witness, but to be part of this as well. I'm getting chills just thinking about just how momentous this really is. So I'm smiling like an idiot, but thank you so much. Thank you for your service. Thank you for still being here with us and just testifying and standing up for ourselves and our region. It's so important. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Jarrett, do you want to say anything?
But I have to say, it's a pleasure meeting you all. And I hope that one of these days we may meet in person. Personally. For the lady from Jamaica, it's such a credit I'm giving you to be here with us. I'm 97. I don't know how old you are.
She's out of your league. She's out of your league.
She's on 104.
Yeah.
You're too young for her.
That's what you think.
I should be holding your hand right now.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Although after 90, anything should go. Just so you do.
People, may I remind you that this has been recorded, right? For my website.
We'll have to edit.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
edit some of it. We'll edit some of it out. Though. Oh my goodness.
It's so good.
It's so good.
And to meet up with somebody like Dee as well, who's doing similar work to Nicholas. Dee, do you want to say a few words?
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, I met you looking for Mr. Jarrett, which I've been doing for 1 year. And then surprisingly, I caught up with you and you introduced me to Nick. And I've been doing something not as how I might say detailed. My family haven't served in the military. My father never served in the military. But my interest had come from the fact that, like Nick, I've always thought that those from a Caribbean and an African and an Indian heritage were never captured. Their stories never captured. Their history never captured. Their lives never captured, even though they served so historically and so honorably in 2 world wars. And I was reading a book yesterday where when they arrived in the First World War, a lot of the Indian soldiers, they were told to forget their language because the British didn't understand them. So they said, don't talk in your language, you need to talk in English. And they said, look, we don't know English. We've never learned English. How can we talk in English if we don't know English? So to me, it's about capturing their stories, because without them, the war would never been won. Like the West Indian soldiers, like the African soldiers, like the Indian soldiers, they served honorably in their own way. And like Mr. Jarrett and your mother, Margarito, if it wasn't for people like them, we wouldn't be here and enjoying this freedom. So I've always had this interest since the last World War I hero died. And I've been doing this 15 years now, but I've been contacting Holocaust survivors as well and capturing their stories.
Right.
Yeah, so it's fantastic. And I think I might have done you an injustice by saying you're from Manchester, really.
I know, I'm an African boy. My heart is in Africa. I'm a Kenyan boy.
Sorry?
I'm a Kenyan boy.
Kenyan. There you go.
I was born in Mombasa on the shores of the Indian Ocean.
Okay, thank you very much. And Lars, I think you've done a marvelous job. The website that you've set up. Would you want to say a few words, sir?
Oh, I would. Thank you very much for those kinds words. Yes. Yeah, and I would also like to express my gratitude and thank you to both Mr. Jarrett and Ms. Woodstock here, because thank you for your service, but also in the larger context beyond the war, because as you continue to serve by sharing your story and participating in these things for, I mean, these digital footprints that we now leave, which is going to be the things that we leave for our younger generations to learn from if they're inclined to do so. So I'd just like to say thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely marvelous. I've seen the work that you've done, that website, and I'm thinking, wow, absolutely fantastic.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, the website is also a very, as I see it, at least a very important, it plays a very important role as a container and like a safe, a digital safe where all these stories can be kept. So it's, yeah, we hope to tell a lot more stories there.
Indeed. And I'd like to link that website to my website and continue the network going on. And,
absolutely,
you know, we
I'd like
want to
see
go
that.
and give this honor to 104-year-old and 2 months. Don't forget the 2 months. Yeah. For Marguerite, is there you gonna say a few words on behalf of Mommy, or is she able to say anything?
Yes, I certainly want to thank Nick for his project. Is Lars on the pilot book as well, or?
Lars
Yes,
is
I am.
our
I'm the
Lars is
webmaster.
a webmaster.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
yes, thank you both. And I have to link with the other gentlemen and what they are doing. But certainly, I think for us, Nick has started something, which I think is very important. And the pilot book, it's interesting that it's in England. I suppose as a lawyer, I'm always thinking of the worst things that can happen. And it's almost like a faith in humanity that Nick has sent this book all over the world to people he does not know.
Wow.
And somehow, it has just kept going. So I think that's a tribute to you, Nick, and perhaps the persons who've received it as well.
Absolutely.
And I do think it is very inspiring. It has opened us up because although we've lived with Mommy and everything she has done, I think the humility, perhaps, there is not much was put up in it. And it was only since last year so we knew she did these things, but even ourselves didn't put much weight behind it. And only last year when she was referred to as the oldest British female veteran, that we've really realized what an inspiring and important story she has. She was interviewed by a lot of English newspapers, etc. And there's one angle of it, of the problems that the War Office or people had when people of color were coming over, etc. But that is one side of the story, and an important side because it's a reality. But it was equally important to give her side of the story and see her perspective on the ground and some of the very good experiences that she had. And then also we've realized how inspiring she has been to others. And that's really been amazing and humbling. And I think it's an important story. So I think for all of, suppose all of our veterans, it is important to tell their story and realize that it is inspiring to the younger generation. It's just, something came out on her recently. I think they used something from your book, Nick.
Oh, really?
It was a group, I must send it to you, a group I'd never heard of. It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And somehow they took something from what you did.
Oh, good.
And the comments honestly brought us to tears.
Oh, how wonderful.
These are people who don't know her, but have clearly been inspired by her. So yes,
wow.
you've all started something very well, and I suppose their humility, they didn't share their story in one way. So it is for us to share this story. So thank you. And
Wow.
I look forward to
Excellent.
learning more.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely excellent. Just to try and follow up on that, is that I've started a company, an organization called the Forgotten Generations. And what I do is actually record recordings like this and put visual recordings as well as a podcast on my website. I've also got links under the various British countries and islands and African countries as well, or British, and put stories behind each flag. And I have indeed got the wonderful Your Mother's Story underneath the Jamaican flag there. So you mentioned about that story to Nick, sending it to Nick. I certainly would love that as well. So I can actually put that underneath the Jamaican flag as well. Yeah, because
yes,
we can't big you guys up enough, really. And this is just so fantastic to have a visual recording. We have the written version and so and so, but when you have a real visual recording like this, it's just gold. Nick?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Margaret, you touched on a few things there that, gosh, I wish I should have made a few notes, but you're so right in that the lunacy of this project, in that this book belongs to the world, and the number of hands it has passed through, who it's really incredible. You're so right in that, you know, people have just put their best foot forward for this project because they've realized that it's really bigger. It's bigger than any one story, but it belongs to everybody, which makes it so unique and powerful. And so, yes, people have absolutely gone out of their way. Everybody on this chat and beyond, all over the world and in every country, it's really quite remarkable. So there is that. Then there is the ongoing story, and Donald, you and Dee and Lars, all of you would know that Mrs. Collymore Woodstock served in Brussels, in Belgium as well. And Margaret, you still have to get me your mother's service number aside. But anyway, I digress. That there is an aspect to her service that is absolutely intriguing. And I know both of you, Donald and Dee and Lars, you two, all of us have been sort of trying to tease out this part of your mother's mainland Europe service, because in my own head, I rather suspect that your mother was dealing with these doodle bugs, these ballistic missiles, that the Germans had developed towards the end of the war. So I think the jury's still out. We haven't really pinned it down yet, but it's still something that I'm determined to see through to the end and really research that and find out, because that's a component of your mother's service that definitely needs to be told. So. There's, you know, the stories just go on and on and on. We could be here all day, but Sydney is intriguing and so rewarding. And so, you know, I just have to thank everybody for all that they have done to make this possible. Thank you all so much.
Great. I'm just going to open it up to anybody who want to say anything, really. This has been fantastic. So, you know, anybody who wants to add anything, I'm going to open the floor. Anybody else?
No, I'd just like to say it's wonderful to meet Nick, because he inspires me to carry on doing it in a different way. Because I always think it's like a hunt, because you try and hunt people down and see where they are and how you can contact them, and whether it's possible to contact them. Nick, you know yourself, some of them can't write anymore because they're so old. Yeah. Some of them just aren't there anymore, unfortunately. And it was just recently I contacted a Kenyan veteran, but he couldn't write anymore.
Right.
So he couldn't, so which was very sad. But it was the first Kenyan veteran I'd ever come across, and I felt so proud I was connecting with my home country. Right. And I thought, you know, why is it that you connect with somebody and they can't write to you because they're 100 years old?
Wow.
So his daughter-in-law said, look, he unfortunately can't write anymore. I said, that's fine. I just wanted to pass my best wishes on to him, say thank you. And it's that's all you want, really. Just if you can't catch him, just to say thank you for your service. You know, absolutely. Without you guys and all the sacrifices you made, you know, and you still do, and enlighten people with your stories, and you know, online dating like we are today. You know, it's amazing.
It is amazing, because what this does is it gives an extension to everybody's life that's connected with this. You know, that extension goes on as long as you're alive, and we've all got to go sometime. And I think that will carry on even after we've gone. So that's fantastic. And I remember only recently, Dee asked Mr. Jarrett to sign the wing of a Spitfire aircraft, which was just fantastic, because he did that at the National Memorial Arboretum, which is UK's Living Centre of Remembrance. It was just a wonderful occasion for him to do something like that, which carries on and extend his service. So absolutely fantastic to meet all of you and to hear of the journey that we're all on and continue to carry on. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Hopefully we meet again.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Thank
Thank you,
Bye,
Mr.
Mom.
Jarrett.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ms. Woodstock.
Bye-bye.
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 Take care.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye, Dee. Bye, Lars. Cheers.
Oh, is Mr. Jarrett. Where?
Bye-bye.
Bye. Say bye.
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 Bye-bye.